Richard Lewis's former co-stars have nothing but love for the late comedian. Lewis, best known for playing a fictionalized version of himself on Curb Your Enthusiasm, died Tuesday following a heart attack. The 76-year-old was still beloved by many of his former co-stars, who shared reminiscences and fond tributes of their time working with Lewis. Richard and I were born 3 days apart in the same hospital, and for most of my life he's been like a brother to me, wrote Larry David in a statement. He had that rare combination of being the funniest person and also the sweetest. But today he made me sob, and for that I'll never forgive him. David wasn't the only member of the Curb family to share a tribute to Lewis. Cheryl Hines, who plays David's wife on the series, posted a photograph of herself with Lewis alongside a lengthy message. "When I was young, I had the biggest crush on Richard Lewis," she wrote. "He was the funniest person on stage and the most handsome comedian. Then when I was cast on Curb Your Enthusiasm, I got to work with him, and it was a dream come true. Through the years, I learned who Richard really was and the gifts he gave. Yes, he was the comedian I fell in love with, but he was also one of the most loving people I know. He would take time to tell the people he loved what they meant to him, especially in recent years. In between takes on Curb, he would tell me how special I was to him and how much he loved me," she concluded. To be loved by Richard Lewis. A true gift. I love you, Richard. You will be missed. Sending my love to Joyce and to all of Richard's family. Larry, Richard adored you. But you know that. HBO, the network home to Curb, also shared a statement with EW. "We are heartbroken to learn that Richard Lewis has passed away," they wrote. "His comedic brilliance, wit, and talent were unmatched. Richard will always be a cherished member of the HBO and Curb Your Enthusiasm families. Our heartfelt condolences go out to his family, friends, and all the fans who could count on Richard to brighten their days with laughter." It wasn't merely his Curb co-stars who had memories to share. Lewis also co-starred on ABC's sitcom with Jamie Lee Curtis, who had her own remembrances of her time working with Lewis. "I've just read that my friend Richard Lewis has died," she wrote on Instagram, alongside a photo of the two of them. "I remember exactly where I was when I saw a billboard of him about a stand-up special on Sunset Boulevard when we were casting the ABC pilot Anything But Love, and asked the casting people to bring him in to audition to play my best friend / maybe boyfriend, Marty Gold. I thought he was handsome. He made me laugh, which is the one thing that a strong, capable woman can't really do for herself. He got the part when I snort laughed when he mispronounced the word bundt cake. He blew everyone else away," she continued. "It was a love triangle show, and they didn't pick up that pilot, but they came back to me and said that the chemistry with Richard was so great, and could we revamp the original pilot, which is the show we ended up making for a couple years. He was also a stand-up comic and hated the live audience, where I, who had never done a play, loved it. He used to hide his lines everywhere on the set, on props, door frames, on my face in a close-up, and was always carrying a clipboard with his lines on them. It turns out he was a wonderful actor. Deep and so freaking funny." Curtis also noted that the last text she received from Lewis was about urging her to try to convince ABC/Disney to release a box set of the series. "He also is the reason I am sober," she revealed. "He helped me. I am forever grateful for him for that act of grace alone. He found love with Joyce, and that, of course, besides his sobriety, is what mattered most to him. I'm weeping as I write this." Strange way of saying thank you to a sweet and funny man. Rest in laughter, Richard. "My Marty, I love you, Hannah." Lewis also had a memorable turn as the villainous Prince John in Robin Hood. Men in Tights and his co-star Cary Elwes honored him on social media. Alongside a behind-the-scenes photograph of the cast on set, Elwes wrote, "New. We were literally just making plans to get together. Besides your remarkable talent, there was no one sweeter or more generous than you, my friend. I miss you already and forever. Rest in power, Richard. Our sincere condolences to Joyce, his family, and fans."